Okay, this is now the 5 minute tarot for the 18th of March 2017. And today I want to mention a couple of cards and talk about precision and give you an introduction or something that will apply to tomorrow's presentation talk about the secret of life. I'm calling it the secret of life because it kind of is. I hope I can do justice to it. Anyway, okay, so the two cards are the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords because somebody emailed to ask what's the difference between the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords because they both show heartbreak and betrayal. And so I gave an explanation, but I think we can all see why. We look at the Three of Swords, the heart with the swords through it, and we look at the person in the Ten of Swords face down on the beach, just swords in the back and so on. And we can understand that the cards represent heartbreak and betrayal. But I think if you think about it, the Three of Swords I can see shows heartbreak, but I don't see why the Ten of Swords has to show heartbreak as well, because you can be defeated but not heartbroken. And you can be heartbroken but not betrayed. Okay, because let's say you fall for somebody and they don't fall for you, and I'm sure that's happened to all of us at some point. So the thing is, if the person doesn't respond romantically the way you feel about them, then you're not betrayed. You're just you may be heartbroken or upset, but you're not betrayed. And the same way, if you're defeated or stabbed in the back, you might be betrayed because maybe the people who put the swords in your back were people that you depended on or you trusted. So I can see how the Ten of Swords can maybe represent betrayal, but you're not necessarily heartbroken, because if it's a business relationship and you're in business with people and they stab you in the back, somehow heartbreak refers to romantic, personal involvement with somebody and so on. So if it's a business relationship, somehow heartbreak doesn't come into it. So my point is, I think we ought to be hard as readers. If you look at tarot cards, I think we do better if we're hard on ourselves and look for precision in what we say, and don't be casual about making meanings and words interchangeable when they don't actually mean the same thing. As the response from Renee, she said that, so the point is that all squares are rectangles, but all rectangles aren't squares. And that's the point. So heartbreak is heartbreak and relates me, let's say, to the Three of Swords, but it doesn't automatically mean that any sword is going to show heartbreak. And I think we should aim to be precise. Okay. So the thing about tomorrow, I have this friend in England I haven't seen for a long time, who I didn't know was watching these videos, but should be watching. Apparently she's going to be watching from Devon. And so she mentioned in an email or in a comment about the all, and I forget what the other word was. So now I have to do this tomorrow. I was probably going to delay it, but anyway, I'll do it tomorrow. But so that you have a starting point or a little bit of a heads up, as they say. Okay, we can use numbers to tell us stuff or to guide us or to point us in a certain direction. And numbers have their own sense or their own meaning, we can say. So 6 is 6 because it's 2 threes, 2 triangles. 6 generally represents harmony and balance. So if you fall asleep or you dream about the number 6, then you're telling yourself, I need to get myself in balance and harmony, get myself together, let's say. And so with the 6 major trumpets, the lovers, so when the lovers comes up, then it's about, it can be, or it's to some extent about finding balance or harmony with somebody else or with other people or within yourself. And that can be the important point, to find inner balance. And that's then reflected in the outer world. But 5 is traditionally is a number of mankind, which is all of us. And it can be because we have 5 senses, right? Or because we've got 4 fingers and a thumb, which also is a 5. And that's what characterizes man as opposed to certain animals. But it could also be if you stamp your feet apart and your arms out to the side. And this is a famous Leonardo drawing. We've got 2 feet, 2 hands, and a head, which again adds up to 5. So 5 is a number of man, and the number 5 relates to the planet Mercury, and Mercury is made up of a cross, an equal-armed cross. So I'm telling you this so that between now and tomorrow, or between now and looking at the next video, you ponder on or imagine or think about the 3 symbols that make up the glyph for the planet Mercury, which is the number of man. So this ought to in some way describe us, or give us information about how to live, or describe how we're built and what we're capable of, and maybe what direction we ought to go in. So at the bottom, we've got an equal-armed cross. And this can represent sunrise, noon, sunset, and midnight. So the cross represents time passing, or maybe it's spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So again, you've got a longer period of time passing, but you've got a cycle, and you've got repetition, and you've also got birth, growth, decay, and death. So the cross in its own way represents, it's sort of like life on earth, where you look around you and you see beginnings, middles, and endings, followed by a new beginning. Okay, so we've got the cross that represents the material world or matter, or it represents a cycle that we go through in life with our thinking, with our relationships, with our own self, because we get older, it seems. So we've got a cross. We've also got a circle, and the circle's got no beginning and no end. And it represents completion, and it represents everything and the all. And it can represent some part of us that has no beginning and no end. And it's easy to ignore or not pay attention to or not be aware of this circle that we're part of, or that is part of us. So we've got the circle, we've got the cross, and above in the symbol for Mercury, we've got a semicircle. Which, what's a semicircle? Half a circle. The way it's shaped, it looks like a bowl. Here's my hand there. Okay, the semicircle. So it can indicate our ability to be receptive, or the importance of being receptive to or gathering stuff, ideas, thoughts. So we've got the shape, we've got earth down below, the cross down below, and we've got the circle in the middle, and we've got the semicircle up top. So think about what this might be telling. It's as if you look at the 3 symbols and the way they're joined together, and you decipher the message or a message or multiple messages from this symbol or this glyph. Okay, see what tomorrow brings. And that was it. Thanks for watching. And again, if you have comments, let me know, because I'm thinking that this tomorrow's thing might ideally, I want to give you some information, and I'm interested in what you do with it. And if you want to tell me what's going on, I can tell other people, and maybe they've got comments or suggestions or indications on how we can incorporate great truth into what we do and how we do it and why we do it. So it's kind of an exploration of ideas about how we can live how we can live fully, or how we can live more fully and achieve stuff that's right for us. Even if it's not right for other people, that doesn't matter. We're doing what's right for us. And in that way, we heal ourselves if we need to be healed, or we regenerate ourselves and our thinking and live better and become more worth knowing, and we're more able to be of valuable assistance to other people, which is probably quite important, even though in the end it's all of us. Okay, that's it for the moment. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.